Now I had everyone press that speed mode button one time. We have that programmed to be all track settings. If you didn't know that's just a customizable mode, we just have it set to all track settings. We're just waiting on the other group to get their radio check included, and we're going to be following them directly out to the racetrack here. Once again, this will be slower speed than what we're hoping for just yet, okay? So we'll start off nice and easy, get a good feel of the course, get a good idea of what's going on out there, try and learn it throughout. And then, later this afternoon, we'll be picking up the speed. So don't feel like you're being held back too much. This first session is designed to be slow, just to get a good feel of the course, get a little more comfortable in these cars. Alright, looks like the other group is rolling, and I will remind you all about the hidden start. If you're not aware of that, that's basically just using the clutch only. You don't need any throttle to get that car moving. But let's go ahead and turn off that parking brake if it is on, and we can go ahead and start rolling. If you release the clutch slow enough, you can get that car moving without having to add any throttle whatsoever. It does take a little longer than if you were to try and blend normally with the throttle, but you can still get it rolling without burning up that clutch. So it all should be recording on that PDR already. You can verify that by looking over, and it should say stop recording and a little timer clicking up. Other than that, we will hit that rev match button as well. You can go ahead and just short shift a little bit. We just want to make sure that the rev match is turned on and that the number, the gear indication in the center of your gauge cluster is illuminated kind of yellow orange-ish. Otherwise, as we make our way out here, this is just our south part of the track. It's not what we're going to be driving on as the racetrack. We're just using it to taxi to where our north track is located. This is how we'll be getting to the track each and every time today and majority of tomorrow. So we can all be in third gear currently. It's a good easy gear for this. Pretty much you're going to be in third and fourth gear throughout the entire course. Okay, no real need to get into anything lower or higher, especially second gear is just a whole lot of torque. So as we enter the track, we're going to stay to the left-hand side here. We can settle into that car spacing, about 5-6 car lengths, something like that. We're going to start talking a little bit more about these cones here. Got this brake cone. Bright orange cone says brake on it. Pretty obvious what you should do there, right? At higher speeds, that is where we apply the brakes, no later. As we wait for the blue cone, which is our turning cone, we start turning the steering wheel once we're right next to it, and our bumper's in line with it. And most importantly, we have our apex cone. Tall orange cone, we want to contact the curbing just about a foot before that cone itself. We can upshift into fourth gear, leading into the chicane here. Next cone is a near apex, white cone with a pink sleeve. We want to be about 3 to 5 feet from that white cone. Otherwise, we're looking for the path of least resistance going through the roller coaster now. Fourth gear is a good gear to go through here. It's not a lot of torque. We can keep that throttle down and planted. As we enter into the bowl here, we're going to let that car take us to the middle section width of pavement. Look out of the driver's side window, find that orange cone. Start adjusting your steering wheel lightly to get down to that apex, just a couple feet before the apex cone. Point it nice and straight up the hill. We can steer to the right to come up nice and straight in parallel. We always want to be parallel to the course here for that white line. We want to kind of be parallel with that white line with the steering wheel straight. We call that our launch pad, and the name doesn't sound a little familiar. Yeah, it gets close, okay? So definitely get that steering wheel straight. We don't want that car going over that launch pad at a weird angle or anything like that. So we're now heading into 5A, 5B. So 5A is a long duration apex. There's 2 apex cones on that one corner. And 5B is this one here, leading down to the back straightaway. We call this a straightaway because you can be full throttle all the way down here. Okay, going through the kink. Now where we get off that throttle is right at the start of the curbing here. We start applying the brakes, that curbing on the right-hand side of the course, we start applying the brakes at that start, no later. You come down this corner over 100 miles an hour, it comes scary. Alright, so I want to make sure you get that brake pedal down, get that car slowed. You'll go down to third gear here in turn 7. We'll just make a gentle unwind over the left-hand side. And we are coming up to our rotation zone. So, Will, if you would please move your car to the right, slow your pace significantly. Jack and Thaddeus is going to come up behind me here. Sorry, the paper was bent here. And Will, you can drop in behind that last rapid blue car there. Excellent. All right, we'll be in third gear here. We're going to upshift to fourth gear right at this apex here at turn 2. That's that apex cone there. Now, each time you pass these orange cones that don't have any letters on them, you should feel curbing, and that's kind of what we want to try and instill. You'll be fourth gear down this straightaway, be braking at that brake cone, and start that vision. Look for that blue cone to the orange. Make one smooth, steady steering rotation. You don't want to contact that curbing until about a foot or so before that orange cone. The reason why is if we ride the curbing the whole way around, it's actually turning slightly early. We're actually early apexing it. So by the time we get to our apex cone, we end up overshooting it. Okay, so it's a decreasing radius turn. So we have to keep adding steering the entire time. So fourth gear through here, apologize for that, missed that downshift for us. As you go through the next apex, as you're braking, coming into the bowl here, you're going to go down to third gear, right next to that near apex cone. Middle section of the pavement here, Jack, looking to your apex down the driver's side window, kind of gradually tightening down towards it. And then you want to make that straight line up this little knoll here, that launch pad. Be nice and parallel, looking good there. Right at the start of the curving on the right-hand side here, we start that steering to the left. We want to be on this left-hand side for our turning cone, and there is a black strip in the asphalt. You can get your driver's side tires in that black strip and have your passenger side tires on the curbing. So you can basically put your driver's seat in between that darker strip and the curbing. Going up to 5B there, making a nice straightaway. We can drive on this exit curbing here, makes a straighter line, the one I just drove on there. Make a smooth arc through the kink. Once again, right at the start of the curving here, be fourth gear. Wait for the blue cone, gentle over to left. For our brakes in a straight line, we'll go down to third gear here, as you're braking for that turning cone to turn 7. Excellent. All right. Jack, next time around, just wait till I tell you. Thaddeus, go ahead and drop in behind my lead car, followed by Will. And then Jack, you'll follow in behind the second light blue color car there. Excellent. All right, third gear still, 1A and 1B. That's these apexes here that we're passing. Now we're coming up to our turn 2 apex. Here in the corner, we'll go to fourth gear right at that turn 2 apex. Make a smooth, gradual unwind as we're just lightly accelerating over to our brake cone. And just very, very light brakes to that brake cone for now. Waiting for the blue turning cone so our bumper's next to it, then slowly keep adding steering wheel that entire duration. Good. Not quite on the curbing there, but close. As you lightly accelerate out here, Thaddeus, you're looking to go through fourth gear. Nice and patient, spacing that car up from the near apex. Good job there. Good spacing. We don't want to contact that curbing by that near apex cone, that white with the pink. All through here, we can drive on this curbing, make as straight a line as you can. As you're braking here down to third gear, let it take you to the middle section width. Look out of that driver's side window. Gradually adjust that steering to tuck you down into it. And make your straight line up. Turn a little bit of right-hand steering to come up nice and straight. Very good. All right. Right at the start of the curving on the right here, we slowly start turning. Look into our blue turning cone on the left-hand side. Follow the black strip. Driver's side tires only in it. As we're coming up, we're going to lightly apply the brakes here at the blue cone and go down to third gear right at that blue cone. Add that additional steering, and you got your straightaway here. Upshift to fourth gear. And then through the kink, start braking at the start of the curving here, just lightly. Wait for the blue cone, gentle over to the apex in the corner for turn 6. And as you're braking down to third gear there. All right, we'll go to slower pace just a little bit. Very good job. We're going to rotate back through all of you once again, so Thaddeus, wait until I tell you next time around, just stay to the right. And Will and Jack, go ahead and stay to the left for me, please. So Jack, go ahead and drop in on the left-hand side there, and Thaddeus will drop in behind the dark blue car there. Beautifully done. All right, everyone, third gear. As you watch my mirrors. All right, well, I've shifted into Fourth gear at the apex here. Now everyone's seen the course. I'll go out and pick up the speed just a little bit, but still want to focus on proximity, getting to these apexes, okay? So as you're braking at this brake cone, darker vision, look ahead. Find this blue cone to your orange. Look for it, now find the orange. As you're gradually turning down only on the curbing, just a couple feet before the apex. Decent job there, Will. Lightly accelerating, go to fourth gear. Navigating your way through. Being patient, trying to get on this curbing. You should feel that light little clicking sensation every single orange cone you pass. Good there, beautiful. Braking firm in that straight line down to third gear as you're braking. Let that car go to the middle width only. And gradually tighten down into the apex. Excellent. Accelerating up the hill. Try to get that car nice and straight. Just had to steer to the right a little bit more that time, Will. Smooth steering over. Light brakes. You're trying to carry that brake pressure up. Driver's side tire in the black strip. Alright, third gear at the blue cone. Rolling at the throttle down the back. Fourth gear. Braking at the start of the curbing. Wait for that blue cone once again. That turning cone. Gradual over. Firm brakes going into turn 7, down to third gear as you're braking. Smooth unwind all the way out to the left-hand side. Thank you, Will. Will, you can go ahead and move your car to the right, slow your pace. Jack and Thaddeus, go ahead and drop in behind my lead car on the left. And Will, you're going to drop in behind that blue number 41. Alright, third gear, everyone. Alright, Jack, rolling into throttle. You're looking to get into fourth gear at this apex of turn 2. Fourth gear down our straightaway. Fifth to be absolutely needed, but I doubt it. Braking that brake cone. As you're braking, you're going to downshift to third gear. Waiting for your turning cone. Clipping your apex as you're coming around. This black strip, you don't want to necessarily follow it, but you can use it. So there, Jack, you kind of ran that curbing around the whole duration. Be mindful of that. Fourth gear, you enter the chicane. Being smooth and gradual going through. You want to make sure you don't upset that balance of the car as you're tossing the weight left to right. But we can kind of keep that easy if we drive on that curve. As you're braking here into the bowl, third gear. Going up to the middle, looking to the apex, gradual tighten down in. Making that straight line up. You're going to go to fourth gear just before this little hop here. Alright, waiting for the start of the curbing. Nice and easy over. Light brakes, carry your momentum. Driver's side on the black strip, passenger side on the curbing. Feel that clicking. And turn the steering wheel a little bit more. Light throttle to help you shut to the blue cone. Light brakes at the top, third gear. You do have to add additional steering a little sooner there, Jack, as you're accelerating down the back, fourth gear. Good job on that apex there in the kink. Smooth steering over the apex in the corner. Braking firm in that straight line, down to third gear there. Alright, solid job there, Jack. Stay with me on the left, please. Alright, Jack, go ahead and move your car to the right, slow your pace. And Thaddeus and Will, go drop in behind my lead car. Jack, you're dropping behind the light blue, the second light blue car there. Alright, third gear, everyone. As we're rolling into some light throttle, we're going to go up to fourth gear at this apex, turn 2. And look at that brake cone as we approach. Just light brakes to that brake cone. Dart that vision, wait for the blue cone. Focus on the blue cone, don't fixate on my bumper as you're gently turning down in, third gear. One smooth unwind, leading back out and through. Fourth gear into the chicane, spacing your car from the near apex, positioning it better for the following apex cone. And just light steering going through, just be gradual. Miss that apex back there. Braking firm in that straight line. Third gear as you're braking by the near apex cone. Middle section, looking left. Flipping down to our apex, adding some light throttle. Looking good there. Good job on that curbing. Nice and straight to the steering wheel. Fourth gear. Smooth over to left hand side. And just some light brakes. Wait for that dark blue cone. Following up. Light brakes, third gear. And rolling down the back, 4th gear. And brake and start of the curving, wait for the blue cone once again, and glide it down in. Alright. Good work, everyone. We're going to slow our pace here, gather our group back up. So we're going to go ahead and just bring our group over to the right. Everybody just drop in behind that car in front of you for now. Alright, Thaddeus, go ahead and hang tight on the right-hand side for me. Will and Jack, go ahead and drop in behind my lead car here. And Thaddeus, you're going to drop in behind that dark blue number 17. We're going to just do a little cool down lap. Alright, so nothing too crazy, just, again, lower speeds. We haven't been pushing the cars hard or anything, just proper practice. As we go through, let's just do this at a slower pace, but I do want to talk about a few more things. Okay, obviously, we started picking up the speed more and more. We're pretty much at the limit of what we're allowed to go on speed-wise in this first session. But I do want to talk more in depth about some of these corners. So turn 3 is going to be a hard corner. This is going to be a challenging one for you. The biggest thing I can tell you is this brake cone, it is not a suggestion. There is no question mark on it. You get to the brakes at that cone at higher speed. Same with this turning cone. You start turning the steering wheel when your bumper's next to it. You look to your apex. You should be adding steering wheel rotation the entire time until your car is next to that orange cone. That's how you know you've done it correctly. You should feel that curbing. Here into the chicane, we can do this in 4th gear, by the way. You're really got to space your car out from the near apex because you're already starting to steer to the right if you do that. That steering to the right is for this apex cone here. If we head straight towards the near apex and we end up touching that curbing by that white cone, we end up having to wait on our right-hand steering for too long. And then we have to throw the weight around. Through here, very easy. Don't be afraid to drive on the curbing. Okay? 4th gear all through there. And as we brake into 3rd gear, be cautious with your brake release here. You don't want to pop off the brake. We also don't want to immediately jump the throttle. Let it coast. Let it roll through. If we hit the throttle too aggressively, you will become part of the tire marks here that lead all which way in that. So just be mindful of how quickly you're getting onto the throttle. This launch pad, I will tell you, at higher speed, you're going to want to lift off the throttle lightly. Okay, just a light throttle lift. You do not want to be full throttle when you go over that launch pad. Because, well, your back end gets really light. It's not off the ground, it just gets really light. And your car makes enough power to actually break traction. So when it does recompress, your tires are spinning. And it could possibly throw your back end one way or another. Depending on how you react, it could depend on if it dips off the dirt or not. So just get in the habit of lifting off that throttle. We weren't going all out, so I didn't feel the need to mention it. Because we shouldn't have been full throttle there to begin with this session, but just be mindful of the higher speed sessions. We will have to do a light throttle lift at the crest there. Right before you go over that crest, just a little breathe off. Once you recompress the suspension, you can get back into the throttle. Okay, going down through here, didn't see any cause of concern. It's pretty easy. It's a straightaway, right? Turn 7 is another corner. There is no brake reference, so you will have to be mindful of how fast you are approaching that turning cone so that you don't overcook this corner. It's better to slow down in that corner, sacrifice your entry speed. That way you can get your car angled better to get out of the hole, on this straightaway here. We're going to go ahead and exit, so let's use that left-hand turn signal. We use that just to signify that we are exiting, but again, there's a lot of these corners that you're going to hear us say, make a sacrifice. Okay, and that sacrifice is, okay, slow down your entry so that you can have a better exit. 5B is that same way. Now, you do carry a lot of speed through 5B. However, that's that one at the top of the hill by the house. You got a big straightaway leading after that. So you really want to make sure you get to that apex cone so you can have a better drive out of that corner. That's the same scenario for turn 7 and 1A, 1B. Okay, so there's a lot of factors. You'll get to see the track again, don't worry. That's what you came here for, right? So we're going to get you a little more acclimated, a little more comfortable with the car as well. But first and foremost, we're going to be going to our braking exercise. So we are braking and avoidance exercise. Daryl's going to be running you all through it. You'll be joining his group in just a moment. So this exercise is going to get you a little more comfortable with using the brakes effectively. Okay, in the event that you need to prevent a collision or avoid an obstacle, whatever the case is, we're going to teach you what firm pressure is and what the anti-lock braking system allows us to do and the benefits of using it. So what I have you do here is, Will, I'm going to pull to the right, and Will, I want you to drop in behind this light blue number 23 that's to my left there. And Jack and Thaddeus, you can just drop in right behind that Cadillac in front of you. And gentlemen, when he comes to a stop, just hang tight on the brake pedal for me. I'm going to come up to your window and change your radio channel. So if you would, please roll down your passenger side window, and you can also press that stop recording button.